Today we're talking to Eddy Jones, who we're delighted to say has signed full-time for Altrincham Football Club. Eddy, welcome to the football club. It's a football club that you know really well, having had two loan spells here, two successful loan spells. Tell us how this permanent move has come about.
Well, in the summer it was a bit up in the air with what I was really going to do this season, and I know that the gaffer had been chasing me in the summer, but there was a few other clubs that I wasn't sure whether I was going to go there or not, but eventually we came to the decision that it was best to come here because I had a good loan spell at the back end last season and I really enjoyed my time with the gaffer, so I think it was it's turned out to be a good decision to come back here, and I think my performances have been got increasingly better from that 5-1 Solihull and then to where we are now, especially with the recent run. And he's been chasing me over the month of December to try and get me signed permanently, and I think it's a good. I'm really happy that I have signed now because I've really enjoyed my time, and hopefully we can kick on and really go somewhere with Altrincham.
And what's the difference from your point of view in terms of if you went back to Stoke City, you'd be playing under 23 football, which is clearly very different to National League football. So in terms of managing your own career, a move into the National League permanently is likely to be the best thing for you.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, it was a bit up in the air with what Stoke wanted me to do in January and what my views were for what I think was best for me for the rest of the season, but I've always said that I want to play games. That's my main, the main thing that I want to do, because I just enjoy playing football, and I always have, and I've always said that I just want to play football. So coming somewhere where I will play every week, and it's what I enjoy doing, and that's, in my eyes, that's how you improve, is playing every week. So I think it's 100% the right move to come here because I will be playing every week, and that's how I'm going to improve, and hopefully the team improves as well, and we keep just pushing on like we have been over the past couple of months.
When you joined us for your first spell back in February, we were on a horrible run, 1 victory in 21 games, and that debut for you against Woking was a really inexperienced back four, and it got off to the worst possible start. We conceded after 23 seconds, and it did come from your side.
Yeah, but I mean that's part of the process really, and like you say, it was a real turning point in the season last season in a game where the season probably could have tipped either way and what was going to hope. Like you say, it was sort of the character that we kept from that game to come back from 2 goals down so early on. Like, it's how difficult it is to do that, and it's the character we, kept and pushed through to the end of the season and got us to a decent position. And I think it's sort of carried over. Like you say, we were in a tough patch at the start of the season with no winning. What was it, 10, 11?
10.
Aldershot was like the 11th
Yeah.
game, I think. And I think that being patient and sticking with the process is something that the gaffer says. He doesn't want to change how he wants to play. He wants to play with our identity and succeed doing that. And I think his real belief in the squad has shone through, and now we're where we should be, and the sky's the limit really.
And your second game was a huge game against Kings Lynn. We won by a 1-0, and things really picked up from that point, and from then until the end of the season was a great time.
Yeah, and I think carrying on the run, because I remember our home form was really good, and we never really a team that succeeded much on the road. But I think we did pick up quite a few points on the road towards the back end of the season, and then our home form was good, which allowed us to get, I think, was it Altrincham's highest finish in the National League? I think, or highest
for a long
points
time.
value or something like that.
Yeah, for a long time. Yeah.
So yeah, it's, like I say, it's that character that we showed in those 2 games and carried it through is the important thing, to consistently do it, which led to the success.
And I remember speaking to you on what was the last training session for the club as a part-time club. But you weren't playing in the final game against Yeovil because you were returning to Stoke and playing for them at the weekend, and so you'd come to say goodbye to your colleagues. At that point, did you think that you would be? What do you think the likelihood would be that you'd be returning in the new season?
I didn't know, honestly. But one thing I will say is that it really left a mark on me when I did leave, because I wasn't really sure what to expect coming into Altrincham, because it's a club I've heard about because I don't live too far away, but never really seen much of. And after leaving, spending time here last season, it did leave a mark on me, and I really enjoyed my time, like I said. And it was always in the back of my head, but I wasn't, to be honest. My future has been very up in the air of where or whatever I'm going to do. So I was never sure if or when I would come back, but I'm glad I have, and I've really enjoyed my time, and I feel like I've really improved as a player as well.
And I guess the missing link in terms of connecting you back with Altrincham was the club going full time, because you obviously want to be a full time footballer, and that process has gone superbly well.
Oh, 100%. And like I said, the gaffer's been really patient with the process, because it's not easy to transition from part time to full time, and we have got a lot of lads who have been full time, and I think that experience has helped knit the group together nicely and get everyone going in the right direction, because it is a tough transition. It wasn't going to happen overnight, and the form probably didn't reflect the difficult transition, because I don't think it took as long as 11 games for us to finally start getting into gear. But it does show that it doesn't happen overnight, but we're reaping the rewards of it now, and all the training that we're getting in with Solves every day, it's coming to fruition now.
And 7 games unbeaten, 6 in the National League, 1 in the FA Trophy. And during that period, we played some superb football.
Oh, 100%. And that's, like I said, the gaffer, with his identity, he's never wanted to change that. He's always wanted to do it his way and play the football that he wants to play. And it's a brand of football I can really get behind, and I think the fans really enjoy it as well, with the exciting way we play. And sometimes, it's expansive and we take risks, but everyone in the league takes risks when they're playing. And I enjoy playing this football, and especially with some of the signings we've made and lads stepping up as well. I think we've done really well, and I enjoy playing the type of football that we do, and I know the rest of the lads do, and we can succeed in doing it, so just keep doing it.
And what have you made of the standard of the National League in your 2 spells? Because you're now you spent the majority of 2022 playing in the National League.
To be honest, I feel like I've noticed a bit of a I don't know if it's because I only played Wrexham last season, which is one of the top teams, but I feel like I've noticed that the standard has increased and more teams are playing now, rather than it being a long ball type of league, which it's sort of been branded as for a long time. But I feel like I've noticed a lot more teams playing similar, not the same as we do, but similar, like Notts and Chesterfield, and a lot more teams like that are starting to emerge in the National League, and it's good, I think, because it's it's the type of football I want to play, and I think I don't know, it's just got a lot better, to be honest, and hopefully it continues to, because I feel like the gap between the National League and League Two especially is really been bridged, and like Oldham, teams like Oldham and Scunthorpe coming down, it shows that it's not an easy league to come and play in, and you have to be really on your game every week, because it's a ruthless league with Saturday, Tuesday, and you don't get a rest, and every team's a different challenge.
And I'm sure you've always been very realistic about your possibilities at Stoke City, Championship club, which is 3 levels higher than the National League. So the attrition rate in terms of players dropping out is always going to be very, very high. And I'm sure that's been something that you've been fully aware of all the way through your journey.
Oh, 100%. And, it's something I've started to see a lot more with me getting older now, and lads you've played with, lads you've played against, people you've seen above you come down, people you've seen at clubs lower than you go up. It's just the way football works. It's a crazy industry, and anything can happen. So you've just got to be open-minded to what can happen and just take care of your own performances and train every day, work hard to get better, and you never know what can happen.
You're still a very young player, 21 years old, and players do develop at different times during their career. So there's a massive opportunity for you over the next decade or so.
Oh yeah, that's like I just said. Anything can happen, and one thing I always try and concentrate on is just to try and improve every day. And you never know who's watching you. You never know who you're going to play against. Who manager might like you. So you just got to keep working hard every day, improve as much as you can, and let the rest take care of itself. Because if you start worrying about everything else, then you forget about your own performance, and probably that's detrimental. So you just need to focus on yourself, and things will happen or they won't happen. You can't control that, so you've just got to control what you can control, and that's something I've always tried to do.
And finally, Eddie, what would you say are your aspirations for the season and the potential for Altrincham Football Club for this season?
Well, the run we've been on is sort of, the run of a top team, and long may it continue. I hope we can carry on this run and pick up points at home, pick up wins at home, and then, hopefully keep the good away form that we've managed to find recently. And, we're up and around the playoffs. I think if we win our next league game, we're 1 point off, and I think we back ourselves against a lot of teams who are in the playoffs. So if we carry on the form, keep playing the way we're playing, and players keep improving, like I believe we will, there's no, hopefully we can get the playoffs. I mean, something we've not done as a club before, but why not?
So that's the thoughts of Eddy Jones, who's now a permanent Altrincham Football Club player, having had two very successful loan spells in last season and this season.